Sharma, your English teacher from Shila Model Senior Secondary School Sector 3. Students, today is 10th July 2020. As you all know that we have started our writing section of your grammar book. Okay, and we have already covered two topics, formal letter and informal letter, and I hope you all have understood how to write formal letter and how to write an informal letter. Okay, now today I'll be covering notice writing. So in my today's class you will understand some points. First one, what is notice writing? Notice writing क्या होता है? Then we will go to the some key points to be remembered while writing a notice. किसी भी नोटिस को लिखते समय हमें किन किन चीजों का ध्यान रखना है. Then we will go through the format of notice writing, and finally with the help of one example we will try to understand how to write a good notice. First of all, I want to convey a message to you that what is notice. Students, I hope you all must have heard this word. आप सबने this word, ये वाला word सुना होगा, that is notice. In your school, whenever the management or teachers want to give you some message, they give that message in the form of notice. Whether it is related to your holiday, whether it is related to any event, whether it is related to any inauguration or any function. We teachers gave you one notice that in that we mention each and everything so that we can convey our message to you and to your parents as well. Right? So what is notice writing? Notices are displayed announcement issued by someone usually in an official position to communicate some information to a large number of people concerned. What is notice? Notice is a displayed announcement. Notices जो होते हैं, we write the notice and we display that notice on the notice board so that everyone can read that notice or everyone can understand that notice. Okay, so notices are in written form. It is also a written communication. In this also we do communication in a written form. But what we do? This is a displayed announcement. Announcement, you all know, when we say something or when we target a large number of people, that is known as announcement. One-to-one communication is different, but जब हम large number of people को target करते हैं या हम ज़्यादा लोगों को information देना चाहते हैं, in that case what we do? We do some announcement. So notices are displayed announcements issued by someone usually in an official position. What are the notices? Notices are the official announcement to communicate some information to a large number of people concerned. क्या होता है कि जब हम large number of people को communicate करते हैं written form में, but we are doing in the form of the announcement also. That is known as notices. Now we will understand what are the key points we should keep in our mind while writing a notice. Now here are some points or things to remember or we should keep in our mind while writing a notice. कुछ points हैं जिनको कि हमें notice लिखते समय ध्यान रखना है. आइए देखते हैं कौन कौन से हैं वो point. Number one is a notice is formal in style. In the notice we should always use a formal language. It should be clear and precise. Second one, it must contain the word notice and a heading. In every notice we should write the word notice, N-O-T-I-C-E, and it should be always in capital. Notice, without this word any notice is incomplete. कोई भी अगर आप नोटिस लिख रहे हैं, अगर आप उसमें हेडिंग नहीं डाल रहे हैं या ये वाला वर्ड नोटिस नहीं लिख रहे हैं, उस केस में वो नोटिस जो है वो इनकम्प्लीट माना जाएगा और उसमें इनकम्प्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन कंसीडर की जाएगी। विदाउट हेडिंग कोई भी नोटिस नहीं होता है। सपोज यू हैव लॉस्ट योर ब्लेजर इन द स्कूल प्लेग्राउंड एंड यू हैव टू राइट अ नोटिस रिगार्डिंग दिस, देन you will write the heading lost 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 or found found found, whatever, it depends on the condition. So in every notice you must keep this thing in your mind that the notice must contain the word notice and a heading. जो notice word है वो आना चाहिए और उसमें उसकी heading होना भी बहुत जरूरी है. Another thing is the notice must be or it is enclosed in a box. जितने भी notices होते हैं it should be in a box. बॉक्स में इनका होना बहुत जरूरी है. पूरा नोटिस लिखने के बाद उसके चारों तरफ we have to draw a or make a box. Every notice should be in a box. Next is it must contain the date of issue. In the letter writing, we always write the date, in whether it is informal letter, whether it is formal letter, or whatever we do, we should always mention the date so that anyone can know the issuing date of the notice, right? So, and you know the format of the date, already discussed in the formal and informal letters. In every notice, at the left side, you have to mention the date of issue, means on which date you have written that notice. Next is it must contain the what, where and when, right? Why? कि कोई भी नोटिस में आप क्या कह रहे हैं या कोई भी आपका जो पर्पस है, what is your purpose for writing that particular notice? Where, if you are discussing about any function, any event, any inauguration, you must write the place or venue of that event. Then when means you have to mention the date and time. Without date and without time, it is incomplete. Suppose you are inviting someone and you are not telling that person the date and the time for when, at what time or at what date you have to come to the particular person's house. In that condition, the person will get confused. Same thing is here. In the notice writing, where if you will not mention the date and the time of the event, then how you can communicate your message or your information to the another person. So these are the things which you have to keep in your mind while writing a notice. Let's take a review. First one is it should be formal in style. Second one, it must contain the word notice and heading. Third one, it must contain the date of issue, and then it must contain the what, where and when, and it should be enclosed in a box. So these are the things which will make your notice very impressive. Now students, let's discuss the format of notice writing, means how to write a notice or steps to be followed while writing a notice. First one, we start with the institution name. Institution name, here you can write the name of the company, or if you are using that notice in the school, here you have to write the name of your school, right? Second one is notice. It should be in capital letter only, N-O-T-I-C-E. It should be in capital letter. Here at the left hand side, you write what? The date. Date means date of issuing that particular notice. जिस date पे भी वो notice लिखा गया है, that date you have to mention at the left side of that notice. Fine. Then heading. Heading means here you write the purpose or the subject. Like in the formal or in the formal letter, you write the subject. In subject, after reading, सिर्फ subject को ही read करके आपको पर्पस पता लग जाता था लेटर का, वैसे ही सेम यू हैव टू डू हेयर दैट इफ यू राइट द हेडिंग इन अ वेरी प्रिसाइज वे बट इट शुड बी क्लियर एंड अंडरस्टैंडेबल। हेडिंग जो है बहुत छोटी होनी चाहिए और हेडिंग से ही पता लग जाना चाहिए कि व्हाट इज योर पर्पस ऑफ राइटिंग दी notice. Then here comes the main body or main content of the notice. In this, what you include? In this, we include what? Means what is the purpose of this notice writing or what is the event? Second one is when. In this area, we covered the date or the time. Then we consider where. Where means means the venue of the particular event, inauguration function, means where the function is going to be start, and who it is meant for, means here we write about or we communicate our message to the person for whom the notice is written. It should be always in passive voice or in the third person, and you all know what are the third persons and passive voice. So जो आपका मेन कंटेंट है ये हमेशा आपका थर्ड पर्सन में और पैसिव वॉइस में ही होना चाहिए, कभी भी फर्स्ट और सेकंड पर्सन में वी नेवर राइट नोटिस. So I hope it is clear to you all that first one we write institution name, means school name. Then we write notice in capital letter, then the date of issue, then heading of the notice, then main body. And now let's discuss about the last part of the notice writing, that is what? Signature. Signature of the issuing authority. Issuing authority means the person who is writing this particular notice. Second, the name. Name means the issuing authority का जो name है वो आएगा. Then designation. Designation always come below the name. Sometimes you do what? Sometimes you write the designation above the name, but it is not correct. जो आपकी designation है वो हमेशा name के बाद आती है. So signature, name and designation, ये तीनों चीजें जो हैं वो इशूइंग अथॉरिटी की होनी चाहिए, मीन्स उस पर्सन की होनी चाहिए जिसने भी इस लेटर को इस नोटिस को राइट किया है. मीन्स इशूइंग अथॉरिटी जो है वो इसको उसकी डिटेल सारी यहाँ पर आएगी. नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड अ नोटिस विद द हेल्प ऑफ एन एग्जांपल. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, let's start the notice writing. First one, we start with the institution name. The institution name is Sanskriti School, Jaipur. Students, try to write this institution name in capital letter. So, after the institution name, then leave one line and then write notice. NOTICE, notice in capital letter. Then date of issue June 10, 2020. किस डेट को ये लेटर जो है इशू हुआ है वो डेट हम यहाँ पर मेंशन करेंगे. Then formative assessment English. This letter is for the student of class 8 and the school management want to inform to the students about their formative assessment which is going to held on 10th June on Monday during their second period. So the heading of this notice will be formative assessment English, because the notice is about or it consists the information of formative assessment of English. किसके बारे में ये नोटिस? ये फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट है इंग्लिश का, उससे रिलेटेड है. देन we'll start writing the main body or main content of the notice writing. So let's start. Students of class 8 are informed means passive voice. These all these sentences are in passive voice only. Are informed that FA1 in English will be conducted in English lab on Monday, June 10 during the second period. Students, let's understand. First, they focused on the question what formative assessment. Then, when it is on Monday, 10th June, where in English lab. So, all these questions answer are given in this notice. So, while writing a notice, keep these three things in your mind. First one is what, second one is when, and third one is where. When you miss any one of from these terms, you will not be able to write your notice in a proper way. At the last, you will write Abhay or Ayushi. This is what? This is the name of the issuing authority. These are Abhay and Ayushi. These are two students, and these both are class representative. What we say? Monitor. जो मॉनिटर और क्लास रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हैं, दे आर गिविंग द इंफॉर्मेशन टू द क्लास 8 स्टूडेंट्स अबाउट द FA in of English, and when and what and where we have already discussed in this notice writing. I hope you have understood this notice writing, or what is notice writing, what is the format of notice writing, and what are the things we should take care while writing a notice. Now let's understand, or let's solve a question or a sample of notice writing, so that I can know that yes, you have understood whatever I have taught you in today's class. Now it's time to check your knowledge, that how much you have understood, like how to write a notice. So this is the question which you have to write in your grammar notebook, which you have maintained already. So the question is, I am reading the question, and you can also see it is written on the board. So please listen the question carefully so that you can answer the question well. As the cultural secretary of school council, you have been asked to organize a grandparents' day in the school. So write a notice inviting the students of 5th, 6th and 7th class to attend the function. You have to write a notice. You are the cultural secretary of school council. आप स्कूल कल्चरल सेक्रेटरी हैं किसके? स्कूल काउंसिल के. यू कैन राइट एनी स्कूल नेम, कोई भी नेम लिख सकते हो आप स्कूल का. एंड व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ राइटिंग दिस नोटिस? दैट योर स्कूल इज ऑर्गेनाइजिंग अ ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स डे. स्कूल में ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स डे ऑर्गेनाइज किया जा रहा है, उसके लिए आपको 5th, 6th और 7th क्लास के स्टूडेंट्स को इनवाइट करना है उस फंक्शन को अटेंड करने के लिए विद देयर grandparents, right? So I hope you have understood this question. इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर जो है आप अपनी ग्रामर की नोटबुक में करेंगे. थैंक यू. हैव अ नाइस डे.